Oh, we're never gonna get through this.
What time is it?
I don't want.
No,
to
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
You
No, don't
know.
talk to me.
You don't. No.
I don't want to know.
Okay, get it together.
How do we usually do this? Hi, welcome
Do you
back
want
to
me to do it?
Holy Chit Chat. Maybe, and I'll do the next one.
Yeah, that's because you're just not ready.
I'm not.
Okay.
He's thrown me off.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to Holy Chit Chat. I'm Deidre, and with me tonight, as always, is Sabrina, and we're going to be covering chapter 7 of Matthew.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Judging
others.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. I don't. I don't do.
You
no.
don't do.
No, everyone judges people, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So, how about we just dive into Scripture?
I think so.
All right. Shall I?
You shall.
Okay. So it says in chapter 7, verse 1, "Judge not that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye?" How could you not notice a log in your eye? Mm-hmm. Anyway, or how can you say to your brother, "Let me take the speck out of your eye," when there is a log in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. And we're going to pause there because that next verse is...
There's a lot to unpack there.
It's something else. We'll get there in a minute. So, what does he mean?
Mm-mm-mm.
Are we really not supposed to judge others?
I think we're not supposed to judge them on their sins when we sin ourselves.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just think it's like, okay, so do you judge people on their sins? Do you look at somebody and go, "You got that sin"? Or do you just look at people and make a judgment about them?
I think you make a judgment, but sometimes based off of what it is that they do that they're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, why is it that we see those things?
Because we rather point out the faults in everyone else than in ourselves.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Holy Chit Chat. Yeah, we cover the tough stuff sometimes. Yeah, I think that's hard. Mm-hmm. I've had people say to me, "Stop judging them."
I have to.
And these are people who are, in a sense, what you would call practicing sin. They're living, there's something about what it is that they're doing. They know that they're doing it, and they continue to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm told not to judge them because that's what it says, "Judge not, that you be not judged." But I'm thinking we judge people. It's that whole thing that we talked about between discernment
and judging.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we make judgments all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I like this soup.
Yeah.
This particular restaurant has terrible water, regardless of what other people say
mm-hmm.
about it. It's still terrible water. That was meant for someone in particular.
If you know, you know.
Oh, they'll know. Oh, they will know. But anyway, but we make those kind of judgments all the time. We make decisions. We make choices. Mm-hmm. So that's obviously not what he's saying. He's not saying don't make choices. Right?
Mm-hmm. But it's if you're committing this particular sin, maybe people don't really know about it, but now you are judging someone else committing the same sin.
I think it
Mystery Man
comes down pretty hard. Well, that was a weird way of putting that. What sticks out to me is the second half of verse 2.
Mm.
With the measure you use, it will be measured to you. It's like, I think it's like if you're not judging people, then judgment on yourself is going to be a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. But still, though, there's that part about living in a Christian community that it's like if we know that somebody is committing sin in whatever way that it is, I think that so much we're just taught, let that, you do you. Mm-hmm. Kind of a thing.
Is that societal? Is that
maybe it's like that kind of a thing? But also too, it's like, how open are we to hearing what other people's sins are? And how open are we to allowing people to be able to talk about their sins.
I think everyone just wants to brush it under the rug. We don't
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's done because we think that's the polite thing to do, is to do that.
Or the fact that we were drilled into our head, being a Christian or not, I feel like it's just a good morals that even you learn in school, not to judge.
Yeah.
You don't need to sit like that's a...
There's a difference in
it's attitude.
saying that something, if someone is doing something knowingly and willfully, there's a difference between judging them and telling them they're sinning.
Yeah, because right, and I do know that when we covered this study before, when we talked about this, it's not like you can go up to just anybody and say, "Hey, you got this sin." But if you're in relationship with somebody, if you're friends, if you're, whatever that relationship is, that you have the ability to talk to each other, that being able to talk about those things is supposed to be able to help bring healing. So the verses that talk about why do you seek the speck that is in your brother's eye, but you do not notice the log that is in your own? I mean, that's kind of like you need to take care of your own things.
Oh, 100%.
Right? But it's easier, though, I think, so many times to see it or to point it out in somebody else.
Oh, yeah. Because you don't want to accept that you're doing it or you're doing something wrong.
Right. And so
we hide behind that. And then it's easier to just be like, but you're doing this and this is, we've talked about this before, too. It's just like a sin is a sin.
Right.
But we're human, so we try to justify that sin is worse than this sin.
Well, I think it's because some consequences are bigger. And I don't
if
know.
We're
maybe
doing this little one, and we find someone who might be doing a sin a little bigger than we are. It's easier to be like, but hold on, but don't look at me.
So
I'm doing this little thing. You've got the big thing over there.
Plus, not only that too, but I think that there's also some. How would I put it? There are some sins that people are much more comfortable with. Like just saying that, oh yeah, they do that.
Oh, it's okay.
Kind of a thing.
Well,
and
then other ones not so much.
Ask people how they feel about keeping Sabbath.
Yeah, there you go. No, yeah. There you go. There you go. That's really interesting. But we had been talking about like how do you then talk to somebody about it? Because I don't think he's saying don't do this. I don't think he's saying don't talk to your brothers and things like that. But rather
he wants
that
your heart to be.
Right, because he says, you hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. So I don't think that means that we have to be perfect to be able to talk to others.
We have to know what our sin, address our sin, like ask for forgiveness for our sins before we go pointing. And also with asking for forgiveness, trying to not continue to just live in that sin and keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like work on yourself first before you start going out and pointing the finger and judging. Get your house in order first.
Yeah. That's interesting. And he actually says you hypocrite, to do this. So to me that there's a humility.
Could you imagine
what? Being
called a hypocrite by Jesus?
Okay, so
What else is he going to call you?
I know, but could you imagine just oh.
So, okay, so all right, so we're in this teaching, right? This is still part of the Sermon on the Mount, right? And we know that there are Pharisees and scribes that are there.
I think they're
and so it makes me wonder a little bit because if you had the Pharisees, right,
talk to them and not, it says at the very beginning he's talking to his disciples. What do you think? Jesus is like, see you back there, buddy. This one
always
for you.
Always.
Do you want to unpack 6?
Sorry about that. I need a cough button. No. Cough. Yes. However,
sorry.
One other thing is that one of the other things that we were talking about is that about not determining someone else's eternity.
Oh yeah.
Right. So we're not able to determine somebody else's eternity, regardless of what it is that they do, because we don't know their relationship with God.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, 100%.
Chapter 6, or not chapter 6, verse 6.
Verse 6.
All right. I hate to do this. Can we pause this just for a second? Because I'm going to cough really loudly, and it's going to be really bad.
Verse 6.
All right. Here we go. Verse 6.
Verse 6.
There's nothing to laugh about here.
No.
Okay. Do not give to dogs, or do not give dogs what is holy, and do not throw your pearls before pigs, lest they trample them underfoot and turn to attack you. What?
Huh?
That's a difficult thing to go along with judging others.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and granted, there wasn't like the paragraphs and the divisions the way that we see them, right? So it's like, okay. But what do you make of that? Do not give to dogs what is holy.
Also, he's just up there saying all this, right? It's not being like,
That's
now what does this mean? Like he's just like, here it is, and everyone just being like, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think, because we were talking about this as we were prepping for it, that it's kind of like, okay, the thought flow kind of connects and things like that. And then we feel like we're getting into a part of it where it's kind of like, and before I forget, let me tell you this. Hold on a second. There was one other thing.
Yes.
Hold on a second. Wait, everybody, there's this. And this just came to mind. But that do not give dogs what is holy, and do not throw your pearls before pigs. I mean, that's basically, it's like there are some people who are not going to, I think, give any importance to those things. I don't think that means we're not supposed to share them with them.
No.
I once had somebody tell me that there are certain people that when you're experiencing some sort of or some type of spiritual growth moment, there are some people that will not understand that. And that perhaps that those are people that you don't need to share this with because they could squash it, and it's not necessarily meant to be squashed. I don't know if that's what he's meaning or not. But you wouldn't give dogs. Okay, but let's stop and talk about just the actual dogs and pigs for a minute, because we'll see pigs again a little bit later. You wouldn't give a dog like one of your precious things, right?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't throw your pearls to the pigs. That's just unwise.
And pigs are considered dirty.
Yeah.
And
I think the thing that's kind of easy to overlook with this sentence is the turn to attack you.
Right, which makes me think it's Pharisees related.
Well,
right?
Yeah, that's not exactly where I was going, but yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. But also saying, don't judge. He still wants us to talk to people. He still wants the gospel shared. All those things, but also don't just keep going to the point that they've attacked you and now you've lost what you had to share in the first place.
Because I think we do find that at
times. You have to make sure to preserve what it is you're trying to share.
Because I know we've had the conversation of there's a fine line of you can help someone, you can only help someone or try to reach them for Christian. You can only do so much. That it's not that we're now turning our back on you, but like you kind of have to, okay.
And you also can
wash
think
your hands of them in a way.
Pharaoh in the Exodus, it was God that hardens the Pharaoh's heart. Right. That was part of the intention, and I think there's probably a lot of times where he's hardening people's hearts because until they get to a certain point, there won't be any softening.
They need to hit rock bottom.
Yeah, or something.
Of some sort.
Yeah, but I like what you said, though, about the turning and attacking, because it's like if you've taken it to this particular point, then maybe there's a point where you need to just stop. Because otherwise then they're going to turn and attack. That's awesome. I don't know that I've ever heard that before. That's really good.
I like that.
All right, shall we?
We shall.
All right, so next section is ask and it will be given. So in verse 7, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be opened. Or which one of you, if his son asks him for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a serpent? If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to those who ask him? This is like what we were talking about in Bible study the other day. All right, so here's the question
Mm-hmm.
to you, our faithful watchers and listeners.
Please comment below.
What do you want Jesus to do for you?
Mm-hmm.
That was the question we were covering the other day in Bible study. And at first, one of our friends said that it sounded like we were treating Jesus like Santa.
Mm-hmm.
Was that what it was like? Or a Christmas?
It was like a
this is my Christmas list. But I think this kind of backs up that whole idea is that he's telling us to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and especially if I can't remember exactly where it's said. I think I thought it was in that one, but it's not. But, seek first the kingdom of God and whatever exactly that verse is. I think that applies here too. I mean, if you are first seeking the kingdom of God, the things you ask for will be much more properly aligned.
And so I think it's like when we're talking about the asking and the seeking and the finding, I think God wants to be asked and sought after.
He wants a
and
relationship
found.
with us. I feel like he wants us. We do need God. We need him. But like for me, I want my children to need me and ask me for things and want, like, as a mother, I want to help them, which I get they have to get bigger and do that. But like, I feel like he is our father. He wants us to.
And even on a less serious note, it's like if my kid wants a toy, it's like, oh man, that's a sweet toy. I want you to have that too. Like, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and he does. Yeah, his love for us, he wants us to have these things. He wants us to.
See, and this is where he's better than we are. Because I'm like thinking about this in terms of being a parent and a grandparent. There are times that I don't want to be asked. I don't want to be sought after, and I definitely don't want to be found.
Yes. I do agree. We got home today, and I'm like, I was like, I need y'all to give me 5 minutes. And Chris was like, girls? And I'm like, I just need y'all to give me 5 minutes.
Give me 5 minutes. So, but I love it. It's like God is not like that.
But he's not like he.
I think that there are people who think that he is.
Minutes.
Right. I think that some people have the idea that God is hiding.
I agree, but it's like, no, this is what you were asking for, is he's saying, what you're asking for right now is not what he's wanting to give you. Like, this is not in the plan.
Right.
And I think we have a hard time accepting because we want to be children and throw ourselves on the floor and be like, but I really want it. It's like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, because it's like Willy Wonka.
I want the golden goose. I want the... and I want.
And the
it
way
now.
he goes about it to us seems wildly unconventional.
Yes.
But also too,
that may have been a little allegoric. Now that I'm thinking about it,
and it's because we talked about this before. That if we're asking within his framework, within his will, then why would he not want to give it to us? If it's not within that. Then no, and then there has to be that. But I love it too that he's like, okay, as much as you want to give good things, and that you're not going to give bad things in turn for something that's asked for, that's a good thing. And if we're evil and we know how to give good things, then how much more good does God give to us? I love that. What a cool thing. And so simple, I think, too. I might have to remember this one.
Yeah.
All right, shall we?
We shall.
Moving on. So, verse number 12, the golden rule. So whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets. Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is easy that leads to destruction, and those who enter by it are many. It's like, I can't read. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't be laughing about a verse. But I just keep picturing my little mother-in-law and her saying, are you going to follow the crowd? The crowd's going to hell. Because that was Mary Terry's
right there.
interpretation of that verse.
It's a great interpretation, though.
Oh, she was a lovely woman, though. Truly, she really was. For the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few.
I mean, look how easy it is with sin and being tempted and you start to see like, oh, doing more like not living a good Christian way, you seem like you're getting everything you're wanting in the sense of like money and power and like, which is all of the things that you shouldn't want. I feel like that's so easy to come by, but when you're sitting here and like it's Nero living that way.
And I wonder sometimes, I don't know what it was like for you when you started following Jesus, but I can remember at one point in my life thinking to myself, but if I make that decision, I'm going to give up X, Y, and Z. You know, and it was like, I don't want to give up X, Y, and Z, which, by the way,
or could be this person and this person, that person.
Right. I mean, there could be all sorts of different things as to, you know, because it's like, it's not, I don't think that deciding to follow Jesus is a decision to be made lightly. So there is, in a sense.
But I feel like sometimes, because we are following Jesus, that then we turn like, it's just so easy, just do it. But
before you do, it's not before easy. You do, and you're like, and it's depending on what your mindset is, though, you know, it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, there are some people who think that if you start to follow Jesus, that you have to give up certain things, and I don't. Which I think you do, but and whether you do or don't, there's going to be movement towards backing away from certain behaviors. Does that make sense? Did that make sense? I'm checking with the mystery man.
Transformation by the cross.
Right. We expect transformation by the cross. I've heard that somewhere. But anyway, but once you've made the decision, then those other things seem to fall in line.
Oh, they do.
Or and not that they happen, and not that they happen immediately, but they could happen slowly, and it's because it's a learning process and it's a trusting process.
Like things have gotten easier.
That's
like
awesome.
Happier. Like there's just things, and it's just like we've had this conversation a million times of just being like, I am not so angry about everything anymore. I'm not like. It's easier to let go of things, I feel like now.
Well,
and just
if existentialism is your problem, and Christianity is a fantastic remedy.
Love it.
I mean, I say I let go of anger things. There are people I want to throw the Bible at and be like, listen. Just like I have to ask you if it was okay if I could just, you know, kidnap them and drop them off to Alpha.
Who's Linda? Sorry.
Linda? It's Linda.
Listen, Linda.
Linda.
Listen, Linda. Sorry, what were you saying about dropping them off to Alpha?
I mean, I say that we're not as angry anymore, but I know I've mentioned to you, would it be acceptable to a certain particular somebody that I happen to know kidnap and just drop said person off at the front door of Alpha and kick them into the door? Like, you're going.
Did I answer that question?
You told me that we should guide this person to want to come. That it probably wasn't the right thing for me to kidnap. And
there's been so many people that I would love to do Alpha.
Sometimes I just want to like smack them with the Bible.
How did it go for you when you were still being forced?
You know,
well, that too. But now I've come to the other side, and you realize like it's so easy. Just do it. And it's like, I've been on that side, I get it, but you're just wrong. Going back to
wait, that's going back to judging. Someone stop it. Don't do that anymore.
Wow. Is that judging, or is that just expressing the truth?
Great, now I go down that.
Fine line there. Next time on
judging or expressing the truth. You know what my mom used to say? My mom, not Jeff's mom. Because Jeff's mom was the one who followed the crowd and they're going to hell. My mom was, the truth will set you free. But first it'll piss you off.
Well, I mean.
That was Mom. It wasn't me. I didn't say those words. That was literally verbatim.
I mean,
But there is to that.
truth to
And
that.
it is, and as he says, it says, for the gate is narrow and the way
Mhm.
is hard that leads to life. And it is
Well,
to make that
that's-
decision and to go through that gate. But once you get through the gate,
it's
like
great.
it opens up.
It does.
I just had this like picture of a sheep pen kind of a thing. So have you ever watched those guys and they're like
That'll do,
the sheep what? And they're like the sheep people? Shepherds. Oh golly.
It's late at night, guys.
Who-
Sorry.
Who was it that showed up when he was born?
The sheep
The sheep
people.
people? Ah.
Give me a second. Okay. I don't know that there's no way of recovering from this. I don't know if they're okay. No, seriously now. This is serious. I don't know if they're actually called shepherds, but have you ever seen like those videos of people that can call sheep in from the fields? And they have like their dog, like their border collie or whatever, and the sheep are like running all over the place, and it's real wide and open kind of a thing. And that dog, because of the guy who's whistling, I don't know if he's a shepherd. He's a
Is
sheep
he
person.
herding sheep?
He's not hurting the sheep. The dog is. So it's like, is he the shepherd? You know, this might actually be an episode.
Stay tuned for that episode, guys.
Please continue watching for the discussion on the sheep people and the shepherd. But when he brings them down to bring them into yet to another field, they have to go through this very narrow gate. But
and
it's like,
they don't
this
want
is
to.
life over here, and you think it's life over here, but you go through this very narrow gate, and then there's a lot of life. Thanks for letting me share that.
I will say, Jesus has never once said that it was going to be easy.
No.
He is, from day one,
Yeah.
has been very upfront on how hard things are going to be. Who hasn't, though? Who has said that everything will be easy and...
Well, if they did, they were lying. And then that's an issue in and of itself.
that's what I'm
And yes,
saying.
I'm judging them. Just like that. Look at how fast that went.
Is that judging? See, that's
Or is it just
interesting.
speaking the truth?
Yeah,
In
like,
love. That was another thing my mom used to say. Speak the truth in love.
Are you making a statement on how they should be treated afterwards, or are you just pointing out what they're doing?
Yeah.
But also, am I even correct in all of that? I don't really know.
I want to hear from our viewers.
Listeners?
Yeah.
Our viewers?
Viewers, listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us for a very exciting part 1 of chapter 7 of Matthew.
Yes. And because we're stopping there. So
we're going to stop there.
Come back for part 2.
Okay, cool.
Bye, guys.